If you are looking for a ranch or horse property in Tucson in 2026, I need you to understand one thing before you even look at a single Zillow listing. You aren't just buying a home, you're buying an entire ecosystem. And here is the truth that most city-centric real estate agents won't tell you, which is that not all dirt is created equal. A beautiful 10-acre lot in Avra Valley is not the same as a 10-acre lot in Tanque Verde, and the difference between them could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in infrastructure, water rights, and long-term accessibility. In the desert, your dirt is either your greatest asset or your biggest liability. I'm Meg Estes, your Easy Home Girl. I work the ranch lifestyle every single day, and I specialize in the complex side of Tucson real estate. In 2025, we saw a massive, undeniable trend. Acreage became the new luxury. We saw a $1.2 billion shift in wealth where high net worth buyers moved out of crowded gated suburbs and into private autonomous lifestyles of Southern Arizona ranches. Today, we are doing a deep dive masterclass in the dirt truths of Tucson. We are talking about water tables and the life or death reality of well drilling in 2026. We're talking about Tucson distance math for feed, hay, and vets. We're going to compare the top 3 equestrian communities in the valley, and I'm going to reveal the hidden costs that can turn a dream ranch into a financial nightmare if you don't know what to look for during your inspection period. Whether you have one retired horse or a professional grade training operation, this is going to be the guide that you need. To help you navigate this complex market, I've created the 2026 Tucson Ranch and Acreage Checklist. It's the exact same due diligence sheet I use for my private clients to verify water quality, zoning laws, and trail access. Text RANCH to 520-980-9880 and I'll send it to your phone right away. Now, when you start looking for acreage in Tucson, you'll find that our city is naturally divided into 3 primary ranch hubs. Each of these regions has a different price point, a different soil type, and a completely different lifestyle vibe. The first is the Northeast Tanque Verde Valley. This is what I call the old money ranch capital of Southern Arizona. It is lush, it is green, and it is where you find legacy estates. The dirt here is that you're dealing with richer soil and more natural vegetation because of the Tanque Verde Wash. This is where you get the most massive mesquite bouquets. The trails here, direct access to the Tanque Verde Wash and Saguaro National Park East. You can ride for hours without ever crossing a paved road. Now let's talk about the price. You are paying for proximity. These properties are closer to the city's high-end dining and shopping areas, meaning the price per acre is the highest in the valley. Next up, we have the upper southeast, which is Vail. Vail was the absolute breakout star of 2025 with sales volumes jumping 24% year over year. The dirt here is that you are a slightly higher elevation. There is a 3 to 5 degree cooler atmosphere here, and the soil can be a bit rockier, but the views of the Rincons and the Santa Ritas are unbeatable. The community here is, if you want a planned equestrian lifestyle, you can look at Coyote Creek. It's the gold standard with high-end horse living with a community center and state-of-the-art community arenas. Next up, we have the Northwest and West, so Marana and Avra Valley. This is wide open space frontier. If you want 20, 40, or even 80 acres, this is where you head. Now the dirt here is that you'll find a lot of sandy loam out here, which is absolute gold for arena footing. It's flatter, it's expansive, and it's where the real working ranches often reside. Now the price out here offers the best bang for your buck. You can secure a significant acreage home here for the price of a small lot in the foothills. In the Sonoran Desert, water is more valuable than the house that sits on the top of that land. If you are buying a ranch in 2026, your home inspection doesn't start with the kitchen. It starts at the wellhead. Now you need to understand the shared well agreement. Many 1 to 5 acre parcels in Tucson operate on shared wells. You need to know who is the well manager, what is the legal agreement for maintenance, and most importantly, how many hookups are on that well. If there are 5 houses drawing from one well during a June heat wave, you need to know if the pressure and the volume can handle that. So we are seeing shifts in our local water tables. A well that produces 20 gallons per minute 10 years ago might be producing only 8 gallons per minute today. In 2026, I require all my clients to perform a well drawn down test. We don't just want to know if the pump works, we want to know how fast that well recovers after hours of heavy use. If you're planning on irrigating a pasture or keeping 5 horses, a weak well isn't going to work. It's going to be a deal breaker. Now, hard water is a way of life in Tucson, but in our rural ranch areas, you also have to test for arsenic, lead, and nitrates. You are essentially your own utility company. You're responsible for the filtration, the softening, and the safety of the water. It's a hidden cost of ranch living that city buyers often overlook until their pipes start scaling or their horses won't drink the water. For my equestrian viewers, let's talk about the actual infrastructure. Building a professional grade arena in Tucson in 2026 is an expensive, permitted, and time-consuming endeavor. This is why we are seeing a luxury paradox in the ranch market. Properties that are turnkey are selling in that 24-day median window. Now, our native soil can be tricky. In the West, it's often perfect for arenas. In the East, it can be hard pan or caliche, which is a natural cement-like layer. If you can buy a property without an arena, you have to factor in the cost of excavation, also the base materials, and then the actual footing like screened sand or GGT. And here in Tucson, the sun is your primary predator. If your stalls or mare motels don't have east to west ventilation and 100% roof shade, they aren't ready for Tucson summers. I look for properties that have insulated roofs in the barns and automatic waterers to keep the water cool. If you have to build this from scratch in 2026, you're looking at significant contractor costs and permit delays. The Arizona sun eats wood for breakfast. It warps it, it cracks it, and it requires constant painting. In 2026, the gold standard for Tucson ranches is powdered coated pipe fencing. It's the smart wealth move. It's more expensive up front, but it is a legacy asset that adds permanent value to the property. Okay, we've talked about distance math for groceries and for schools, but for ranchers, the math is a little different. We need to factor in the hay and feed logistics. Where is the nearest feed store? If you live out in Avon Valley or the far reaches of Vail, you need to consider the delivery fees for hay. In 2025, we saw hay prices stabilize, but the cost of moving that hay did rise. If you have to drive 45 minutes to pick up a bag of grains every week, that is an hour and a half of your life and significant gas expenses. This is a tough one. Not every equine vet will drive to the outskirts of Marana for a 2 a.m. call. When you move onto a ranch, you have to build your ranch team immediately. You need a farrier who is reliable and a vet who knows your distance math. If you're not too far out, you might need to own a trailer just to get your horse to the clinic in an emergency. I've seen people buy dream ranches only to realize their 4-horse gooseneck trailer can't make the turn into the driveway, or that the dirt road to the house washes out during monsoon. You have to check the easements and the road maintenance agreements. If the county doesn't maintain your road, you and your neighbors are that road crew. Now, ranch living has its own set of unique hidden costs that never show up on the closing statement. One, you want to factor in dust mitigation. If you have an arena or a long dirt driveway, the dust can be a nightmare for your horse filters and your neighbors. Many ranchers invest in dust down treatments or water trucks, which is an ongoing annual expense. We also have monsoon cleanup. When we get those 2-inch rains in 30 minutes, your dirt moves. You'll be out there with a tractor or shovel repairing your arena base and your driveway. Then you have zoning and permit use. Just because you have 5 acres doesn't mean you can have 10 horses. You also have to watch for easements. Does the local neighborhood have a historic right to ride their horses through the back of your property? You need to know this before you put that fence up. Next, we have the desert tax on equipment. Tractors, UTVs, and trailers age faster in our UV exposure. Tires dry rot and batteries die in 24 months. Your ranch maintenance budget needs to be about 20% higher than you think it is. If you are looking to buy or sell a ranch in 2026, here is the AZ Homegirl playbook for winning. For sellers, you have to market the dirt assets as much as the house. In your listing, I want to see the well production numbers, the type of arena footing, and the specific trailheads that are accessible from the property. In 2026, buyers are looking for turnkey autonomy. If you have a solar backup for that well or a fully fenced perimeter, that is your unique selling proposition. And for buyers, we want to look for the buffer. As Tucson continues to grow, the ranches that back up to state land or national parks are the ones that will see the highest long-term appreciation. They are the legacy assets because nobody can ever build behind you. Also, understand that many of the best horse properties in Tanque Verde and Vail never hit the MLS. They are sold through ranch-to-ranch networking. If you aren't working with a specialist who is in the loop, you're only seeing about 60% of that market. Ranch living in Tucson is a dream, but it's a dream that requires a massive amount of technical due diligence. It's about the silence of the desert at 5 a.m., the bond with your animals, and the pride of owning a piece of the Southwest that you've built with your own hands. It's not just real estate, it's heritage. Now, next month, we are moving into our February series, where we are going to explore the high desert lifestyle in a different way, starting with the best wineries and high desert ranch living in Sonoyta and Wilcox. If you've ever dreamed of having a vineyard in your backyard, you won't want to miss this one. And finally, if you want my 2026 ranch and acreage checklist to make sure you don't miss a single dirt truth during your search, text ranch to 520-980-9880. Let's find the right dirt for your dream together. I'm Meg Estes, your AZ Homegirl, and I'll see you out there on the trail.